Don't ask me what you know is true. Don't have to tell you I love your precious heart. I was standing, you were there. Two worlds collided, and they could never tear us apart. We could live for 1,000 years, but if I hurt you, I make wine from your tears. I told you that we could fly, 'cause we all have wings, but some of us don't know why. I was standing, you were there. Two worlds collided, and they could never, ever tear us apart. I was standing, you were there. Two worlds collided, and they could never tear us apart. You were standing, I was there. Two worlds collided, and they could never tear us apart. I was standing.
Good morning, my name is Karen Keady. It is my privilege to be able to conduct the service here today for Paul. I'd like to remind you to please switch off your phones or to put them onto silent if you haven't already done so. Thank you. To the family, please know that you're all in my thoughts at this time. On behalf of the family, thank you for your presence here today and welcome everyone that is joining with us through our live stream. We gather here today to celebrate the life of Paul. Let us give thanks for the privilege of knowing him and acknowledge the mark that he has left on each of us. Though Paul is no longer physically present, the cherished memories we hold will forever keep his spirit alive in our hearts. The laughter, the shared experiences, the love, these are the treasures that can never be taken away. They are the true measure of a person, the person that Paul was, and our lives have been enriched for knowing and loving him. Today, let us find comfort in the knowledge that Paul has left an imprint on our heart. We are grateful for the time that we shared with him, and the love we experience will forever bind us together. I'd like to invite Emma and Julie, who are going to come and light the candle. I'd like to share a tribute reading, and this is called In Honour of a Great Digger, and it was written by Jason Hall, who served with Paul. Beneath the sky where eagles soar, a soldier rests in his battle's oar. With courage carved in every scar, he stood for peace, both near and far. In fields where shadows danced with fire, he answered duty, fueled by desire. With steadfast heart and purpose clear, he gave his all, suppressing fear. Through storm and strife and darkest nights, he faced the odds, embraced the fights. For freedom's call rang loud and true. He fought for me, he fought for you. His laughter echoed, a guiding light, in the hearts of those who held him tight. With humble grace, he bore the pain, a steadfast spirit, a legacy gained. Each fallen tear that graced the ground tells tales of honour profoundly wound. For in the silence, as we lay, our love for him, we shall not sway. So gather near with heads held high, and let our hearts together sigh. For in our midst his spirit thrives, a soldier's love forever survives. Let not his passing cast us low, but lift our voices, let stories flow. For in his deeds we find our way, and honour him in each new day. Through fields of green, in skies of blue, his valour lives forever true. In every heartbeat, every prayer, a great soldier rests beyond compare. So as we bid our last goodbye, we cherish all that he did try. For though he walks a path unknown, in our hearts, he's never alone. It's a beautiful tribute. I'd like to read the poem that you'll find in your order of service, and it's called When I Come to the End of the Horizon. When I come to the end of the horizon and enter the other shore, remember me with fondness, cry for me no more. I have found my final resting place, that special spot to fish. Remember the times that we shared, you two I will miss. This is the journey I must take, and I must go alone. Know that my heart is with you as I take this journey home, to that final fishing hole for fishermen like me, to tell the biggest tales about the one that got free. Remember me with fondness, this is not goodbye, it is till we meet again at that fishing hole in the sky. I'd like to invite Emma, who's going to come and share the eulogy.
Thank you everyone for making the time to come today and for all of the support during this time. It means so much to our family. It still doesn't feel real that my dad has left us. It didn't feel like our time together was up. Every time I look around our home, I notice just how much of him is still here. Whether it's the new cooking pots he brought over, the homegrown veggies, or the 3 different knife sharpeners he gifted us because he was hinting to Zach that our knives were too blunt for his cooking. These random little gifts were just one of the many ways he showed he cared, and I'm going to miss them so much. I have so many great memories with my dad, and we could spend all day reminiscing, but by far my favourite has been watching him become a grandfather to my daughter Mabel. For a good part of last year, my partner Zach had to work away, and my dad would come over every couple of weeks to check in and make sure we were okay. I mentioned once that Mabel was loving pumpkin and sweet potatoes, and the next thing I knew, I had them coming out of my ears because he made sure to always drop some off. That was just who he was, always making sure we had more than enough and always thinking about us in the little ways that mattered. His love for animals was another thing that made him so special. When I went to his house the other day to feed the chickens, I noticed a wallaby, a bush turkey, and some minor birds all come out too, because of course my dad had been feeding them all as well. He had such a big heart, and that kindness extended to those around him, even the wildlife. His time as a grandfather was cut far too short, but Mabel will always know him. She will always know the kind, generous man that he was, and she will always know where her bright orange hair comes from. Dad, we miss you more than words can say, but I know that every time I see a homegrown veggie, a well-fed bird, or Mabel's fiery hair in the sunlight, I'll see a piece of you still with us. Thank you for everything, and we love you.
Thank you, Emma, for those beautiful words. I'd like to invite anyone who might like to come forward to share their thoughts and memories of Paul.
Good morning, everybody. My name's John Cooper. I was fortunate enough to be Paul's uncle. And he's a mighty fine fella, I've got to say. I first met Paul when we got married in 1972, Diane and myself. And we took our honeymoon up along the north coast to different places, called into Kempsey to see George and Julie, and there was Annette and Paul. And Paul was a little fella about almost 3, I remember. He had big eyes and a mile-wide smile and everything, you know, he's such a lovely little fella. So over the years, we got to know him as he'd come down to Cooma with family and all that type of thing. And when he got to about 13 or 14, we'd go out fishing to Yukonbean a lot of times, along with his uncle Robert. And we'd just all sort of sit around and chew the fat and tell silly stories and all things blokes do. I can still see him walking across the paddocks with the sun in his face and the wind ruffling his hair, and you know, he's got that hopeful look in his eye, I'm going to catch a big one today, and usually he did. That was his passion, fishing. He's a pretty gritty, he grew into a pretty gritty sort of a fella. He was a good footballer. He played in high school championships. I remember one year when he played at Ballina where we lived, and I can't remember whether they won or lost, but Paul was in the middle of everything like he always was, you know. He loved it. He took on skiing as well after he joined the army, and he became a very good skier. Or possibly he was skiing before he joined the army, but yeah. He was a pretty intelligent sort of a fella. He had a way of phrasing words that made you gain a deeper insight to the subject matter and everything. So he was always thinking. He always knew what was going on. As I said, he was very intelligent. He had a great love of family, I know that. And that's undeniable. I mean, yeah. He had, as I said before, he had service in the army. He got mixed up in a lot of rough stuff that nobody should ever have to go through. But he faced it with courage and resolve and came out, yeah. Paul had a lot of likes, like, as Emma said, love of animals and everything. Any bloke that could stand a python in the ceiling was pretty good, I reckon. So, yeah, and he loved making things. Like, he'd always be talking about buying timber and he'd be building things out of it, like tables and chairs and all that sort of thing. And he really loved doing that. And in conclusion, on behalf of Julie, I'd like to thank everybody for coming, and Annette as well. And as I say, just in conclusion, I think Paul's sitting in a place by Lake Yukonbean now in the sun, and he'd be sitting there waiting for us, and you'll hear our footsteps come up and say, "What took you so bloody long? I've been waiting for you." The pan will be warm on the fire and everything, so yeah. Juliet also, I know we all hate Facebook and everything, but on behalf of Julie, she took a lot of solace from all the messages of commiserations from you all. And she'd also like to thank you all for being here today. That's about all I can say. He's a really good bloke, and we're going to miss him a lot. That's it. Thank you.
Hi everyone, my name's Jason Davey. To start with, on behalf of the Davey family, to Julie, Emma, all my condolences for this tragic incident. I've known Paul, been a mate of Paul's for around 40 years. We met through Julie and my mother, who worked together at an Impulse service station. Mum always talked of him. Mum was very fond of him, so it was one day Julie decided to bring him down to our place to meet, and we really hit it off. We had so much in common, and two things we really did have in common was fishing and footy. So every chance we got, every opportunity we got, we saw each other. We'd spend each weekend at each other's place, whether it be walking the riverbanks of Kempsey, flicking lures, catching bass, or fishing under the Smithtown Bridge. We were in our element. Paul and I both played rugby league football. I must say he was a lot better than I was. We played for two different clubs. I played for Smithtown, he was for Kempsey. We didn't play each other all that often, but when we did, I'd actually run at him all the time because he always went easy on me. I knew if I ran at him, he wouldn't hurt me, so it was a good day. But what a great footballer Paul was. Melville High School, where we attended, they put together, led by Johnny Sutherland, who is here today, they put together a football side to compete in the Commonwealth Bank Cup, which was a pretty prestigious game where all the big Sydney football-based rugby league clubs played at every year. And if you did all right at that game, you got pretty recognised. Now, I guess you could say Paul was a hooker, and he was one of the elite players in that side that not only did they take it to the Sydney boys, the big Sydney boys, they actually won the grand final and beat Parramatta Marsh brothers. It was pretty darn special feat, and I think it opened the eyes of all them Sydney siders what talent rugby league players we had in this place. Anyway, after leaving school, as we all know, Paul decided to join the army. By that time, I'd had my licence, and I still remember sitting on the riverbank in my car the night before he was leaving to go to the army, saying our goodbyes. It's something I'll never forget. And in that several years in the army, Paul did a stint in Rwanda, which he didn't like to talk about all that much, but the stories he told me, I can understand them demons he held in the back of his head for quite a while. I kept in touch with Paul a handful of times. I went and saw him in the last couple of years, and I think he really got on top of them demons, and he was in a real good place. Yeah, the poor bugger, you don't wish that on anyone. Anyway, back to fishing. With our love for fishing came our love for trying to make fishing gear. Paul one day gave me a call, Jay, I've been making these spinners out of brass. I went, oh, okay, here we go. And he said, I've even got a name for them. And he said, I'm calling them Blistic. So I thought that's a pretty cool name. Anyway, we caught up a few months later anyway, and he's handed me one of these lures. It was pretty special. It was the shape of a small pilchard, I guess. It was that bright and shiny, it looked like he'd been polishing it for weeks. And stamped down one side of it, with the metal stamps, was Blistic. And I thought, well, that's pretty special. So it would have been, I'd say, a couple of months later, I've gone outside fishing, and I thought, as we're going out through the Gold Coast Seaways, a heap of birds schooling up, and I thought, I'm going to give this thing a go. And after landing 6 spotty mackerel later, and getting busted off by something big on that lure, I don't know what it was, I couldn't wait to get back and let him know how good that spinner was. It was pretty special. So to a special man, I'm going to miss you, Paul. I'm going to miss them phone calls, whether it's talking about fishing, footy. He's the next one of his own master chef meals he was cooking up, which he had plenty of them. I'll catch you again when it's my turn, buddy. See you later.
Thank you, Jason and John, for those words. We're now going to take some time to pause and reflect as we watch a slideshow presentation.
Some people call me the space cowboy. Yeah. Some call me the gangster of love. Some people call me Maurice, 'cause I speak of the pompatus of love. People talk about me, baby, say I'm doing you wrong, doing you wrong. Well, don't you worry, baby, don't worry, 'cause I'm right here, right here, right here, right here at home. 'Cause I'm a picker, I'm a grinner, I'm a lover, and I'm a sinner. I play my music in the sun. I'm a joker, I'm a smoker, I'm a midnight toker. I sure don't want to hurt no one. I'm a picker, I'm a grinner, I'm a lover, and I'm a sinner. I play my music in the sun. I'm a joker, I'm a smoker, I'm a midnight toker. Get my loving on the run. Ooh. Ooh. You're the cutest thing that I ever did see. I really love your beaches, want to shake your tree. I love it, love it, love it, love it, love it, love it all the time. Ooh, yeah, baby, I sure show you a good time. 'Cause I'm a picker, I'm a grinner, I'm a lover, and I'm a sinner. Play my music in the sun. I'm a joker, I'm a smoker, I'm a midnight toker. I give my love and on the run. I'm a bigger, I'm a grinner, I'm a lover, and I'm a sinner. Play my music in the sun. I'm a joker, I'm a smoker, I'm a midnight toker. I sure don't want to hurt no one. People keep talking about me, baby. They say I'm doing you wrong. Well, don't you worry, no, don't worry, mama. 'Cause I'm right here at home. You're the cutest thing I ever did see. Really love your peaches, wanna shake your tree. Lovey-dovey, lovey-dovey, lovey-dovey all the time. Come on, baby, now show you a good time.
Some wonderful memories to look back on in the future. Our lives have been interwoven with Paul's, connected by threads of love and friendship. Those bonds remain unbroken, even in his absence. We've heard a little glimpse of Paul's life today, and in such a short time, it is difficult to fully capture the true essence of the man that he was. Each of you held a unique relationship with him, witnessing different facets of his character. And today I encourage you to cherish and reflect upon the wonderful moments that you shared together. Paul leaves behind a legacy of love and warm memories, and we are deeply thankful for every moment, every smile, and the precious times that we shared with him. As we bid farewell to Paul, let us remember the good times, the laughter and the joy that he brought into our lives. Paul, your physical presence may be absent, but your spirit lives on. Your love continues to surround us. Your wisdom continues to guide us. You will always be missed, always loved, and forever be remembered. We're now going to listen to the song as we start to conclude our service called Don't Dream It's Over.
There is freedom within, there is freedom without. Try to catch the deluge in a paper cup. There's a battle ahead, many battles are lost, but you'll never see the end of the road while you're traveling with me. Hey now, don't dream it's over. Hey now, when the world comes in, they come to build a wall between us. No, they won't win. Now I'm towing my car. There's a hole in the
Once again, thank you for your presence here today and for joining with us through our live stream. The family invite you to join with them for refreshments at the Kempsey Bowling Club. This now concludes our service. Thank you. And would you please be upstanding as the family depart?
There is freedom within, there is freedom without. Try to catch the deluge in a paper cup. There's a battle ahead, many battles are lost, but you'll never see the end of the road